Hi guys! Welcome back to Mugs and Makeup. It's me again. And today I just want to do a really quick tutorial just on just like a little eye look, something wearable, using this month's Boxycharm palette, which, or rather last month's Boxycharm palette. I say this month because I haven't actually gotten my July box yet, so whatever. Anyway, the palette is called the Reina del Caribe palette from Alamar Cosmetics. That's what it looks like if you guys haven't seen it yet. And here's the inside, and these shades are beautiful. There's so much pigment. It's crazy. I've been playing with it over the past, couple of weeks or so since I've gotten it, and it is fantastic. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite things that I've gotten from Boxycharm thus far. But these colors are very, very bright. And some people just aren't into wearing a lot of bright, visible color daily. Which, I am not one of those people, but I understand that there are plenty of people who are. So, I decided to try to do something quick and wearable, just as an eye look on top of that. So, that's what we're looking at doing today. As you can tell, I've already got most of my face on. I got my foundation, got my contour, got a little bit too much blush on this side. I can't wait to talk about this blush, guys. I'm going to be recording something soon about some products I got right at the end of June. That's in the works. Got a couple other things in the works for you guys. But for now, for today, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think what I'm going to start with is I'm going to go ahead and do my brow highlight. Now, I'm going to let you guys know, the one really big thing I don't like about this palette is that it has no mirror. It's got all this gorgeous, interior stuff and all of the space. It's got the space for one, I think is the worst part. Look at all that room. That would be a huge, beautiful mirror. But no mirror. So, we're just going to make this work. Let me go ahead and actually grab a mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my brow highlight. I'm going to use La Costa, which is the shimmery pink shade right here. This one's really light. It's a very pretty shade, but I use it almost exclusively for brow highlight and for inner corner highlight. I don't actually use it on its own. You can tell the difference, but it's a very subtle highlight. Quick, easy. And then we're going to do crease color next. So for crease color, I'm going to use Cocoa Taxi, which is this orange shade here. It looks like it's very bright and very pigmented, and it is. But the cool thing about these shades is that they all blend out really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of tap on it so you can see there's a little bit on the end of the brush, but it's not a massive amount. That is the key to using these shades in a more subtle manner, is to make sure you're not overdoing the product. It's like when you got a bronzer. You cannot put a lot of bronzer on if you're as pale as I am. You have to start with a really small amount and build. That's kind of how this is when you want to use it more subtly. Start with something small and then build. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead . See, this one's a very... reach over there. This one's a very light color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little bit more on top of it. See, it's very light. By the way, I've been using my Ipsy T35 Precise Blending Brush for this. And now I'm going to grab my preferred actual blending brush, which is this one. It doesn't have any names or numbers. And just kind of smoke this all out just a smidge over here on this eye. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. Just do the same thing. Light amount of product on the brush. Just kind of build it into your crease and a little bit above your crease too, because this is the color that is going to be your transition color. It's really hot. So I've been using my Christmas mug. Because it's so hot outside. I'm like, I don't mind the heat. I like the summertime, but right now it's just miserable out. So I've been using my Christmas mug, just thinking cool thoughts, thinking penguin thoughts, and hoping for the best with that one, man. Alright, so that's all blended. You see it's kind of subtle, kind of quiet. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a very, 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 very tiny bit of Tropico, which is this reddish orange right here. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to take my brush and tap, tap, tap. And you see it's got so much pigment just doing that. And I'm also going to tap it off, make sure there's no excess on it. And then I'm going to kind of tap it into the outside of the crease, just to deepen the crease a little bit. So take it like that, and then take and blend it. Blend it really well. It just deepens the crease ever so slightly. We're going to do it on the other side. Tap, tap. Trying to use a mirror that's not there, guys. Pat, pat, pat into the crease. Ooh, that's a lot more in that crease than the other one. That's why we blend. Oh goodness, you guys, I'm so sorry about my raggedy looking nails. Like, I did them 2 days ago to get ready for 4th of July, which, as I'm recording this, was yesterday. But literally I did it like the afternoon of July 3rd. By the morning of July 4th, they looked like this. Like, the nail polish is ridiculously awful for fingernails. And it's like, it stays for 12 years on my toenails, guys. It stays like forever on my toenails. So I'm thinking, I'll at least get a day or so of wear out of this. But no. I got like an hour and a half, it feels like. I don't know, guys. It was ridiculous, and I do not understand why. But, let's keep moving. I think for next, what we're going to do is, I'm going to take a little bit of Cafecito, which is this brown shade here, and kind of, this one I'm going to take a little bit more of because we want to use a good bit of this. And I'm going to put it like right in the outer third and in the outer crease. And I'm kind of tapping it on instead of like brushing it on, because I feel like I'm kind of getting a little bit better control over the product. And then I'm blending it out again. So this is going to be the darkest bit of the whole thing. Just a little bit of a shadow along the outside edge of the eye. Alright. And we're going to, again, same on the other side. Tap, tap, tap. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take el malecon. I haven't taken Spanish in a really long time, so I don't always remember all the proper pronunciations. I try, but that's this shade here, this like olivey light green. And what I tend to do for these shimmers, now this is, I don't want to call it a hack because this is probably pretty common as far as shimmer is concerned, but I like to put on the shimmers with my fingertips. You get more shimmer that way. You get more pigment and more color. I like doing it that way. If you want it to be a little bit more sheer, just put it on with a brush. You see how these ones have the little water droplet next to it, next to the name? You can also use these on a wet brush. So like, I would say a wet brush would probably be pigment and color wise between a dry brush and your fingertip. So something to experiment with, see what you like, and you know, that might make a difference for you. So like on my finger, it's like almost a highlight green, I think, when you put it on. But this is just a nice light color. And I'm just kind of blending it across my lid with my fingertip. Like so. So see, this is like a nice subtle, yes, it's got a bright pop of that green in there, but it's still it's a nice calm kind of a look going on here today. So there's that. And now I'm going to take my blending brush and kind of blend right here where the shimmer and the dark brown meet on both sides to kind of buff out the harsh lines, and along the top as well. And then I think I'm going to take a little bit of Celia, which is that like sea green, and take it on a brush, kind of pat it onto a brush here, just a smidge of it, and kind of blend it into the middle and outside edge, just to provide a little bit more of an ombre effect, which I'm a huge fan of. I like kind of a more ombre look across the lid. But if you like this the way it was before I did that, then when you do it, just leave it that way. The color change also kind of helps blend the two together, I think, personally. But so that's what we've got here. And now I'm going to go back to this brush, and I'm going to take La Costa again, and a good bit of this one, and then just kind of tap it into my inner corner as a little bit of an inner corner highlight. I think before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smudge a little bit of, I'm going to take Cocoa Taxi and Cafecito together and kind of smudge that on the lower lash line a little bit. I end up getting mostly the dark brown Cafecito, so I'm just kind of bringing that only halfway across. And now I'm going to go back with Cocoa Taxi, the light orange color, and kind of get the rest of it and kind of blend it into the outer edge. Just kind of smokes out the underside of the eye and brings it all together. Now I'm going to go off camera and put on a little bit of eyeliner, and I think I'm going to do some lashes today as well instead of like a really thick wing, and I'll be right back and talk about lipstick. I'm back, guys. I went ahead and set my makeup with my L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Spray and Set Makeup Extender Setting Spray, and got a little bit of liner on and some lashes. They're looking a little rough, but I'm still practicing. I figured today would be a good day to practice since I'm not actually going anywhere. I also put on the Han Skincare Cosmetics All Natural Lip Gloss. The shade is Raspberry Chardonnay. It's the one that came, or one of the ones that was an OR product in, I believe it was May's Boxycharm. So that's my lip for today. So this is the finished look. It's got some color in it, but it's pretty subtle. Instead of like some really glam liner, I went with a little bit on the, the waterline and the lash line, and then just put a pair of lashes on. That's it for today. I hope you guys liked this look, and fluff in the hair. Hope you guys like this look. If you have any questions or comments or tips on putting on false lashes, go ahead and leave those in the comments for me. But yeah, that's it for today. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also to hit the bell button so that you actually get notifications when I post videos. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye, guys!